Hey y'all, Sharon Diehl here. I'm a neuroendocrine carcinoma patient with stage 4 incurable cancer. And I'm doing videos to let people know that there's joy and life beyond the diagnosis. It's cold here in Orlando today. We have had rain for 2 days, which is very unlikely that we have constant rain for a 24-hour period. But it's really dark outside and the temperature dropped about 20 degrees. I would say it's normally about 85, 87 degrees outside, and it's about 62 out there right now. So it's really cold. And we don't turn on our heat in this house, we just bundle up. So I have on a nice, cozy sweater, and if it gets too cold, we have space heaters, but we have never turned the heat on since we've lived in this house for 7 years. It's just not necessary. I'm one of those people that get sinus infections when we turn on the heat, so I just don't do it. I hope that everybody is finding things to do to stay busy. I've been sewing masks. My sister is a hospice nurse in the North Georgia mountains, and she asked for me to make her some masks so that she would have plenty of masks to change in between patients. And she puts a paper mask inside of the mask that I'm making as a filter. And I'm making them just as fast as I can, but I've run out of elastic again, so I'm waiting until Friday to finish. And I have a stack of about 13 that are all ready to go except for sewing and putting in the elastic. And I've learned that it's quicker to put the elastic in and sew it and then tie it together and flip it around than it is to attach it after you've sewn it together and try to thread it through that little pocket. So I am making them so that the elastic can be interchangeable in case it's the wrong size, or if it's dry rot and somebody needs to replace it because it's worn, they can do that. And I'm glad that I can be of service. Somebody asked me if I was taking orders, and I said sure, and I just asked them which pattern they wanted because I will send one to my grand sponsor and I won't charge her for it. It's a service that I can do. I know how to sew. Plenty of people in our community are looking for massive amounts of masks. One person had asked for 70 because their company was going to make every employee wear a mask, and they were looking for somebody to make them 70 masks. And I know better than to sign up to be buried under a project like that, so I didn't raise my hand. I've learned over the years to not take on more than I can handle. And I've made more than 20 for my sister, so I can afford to send one to my grand sponsor. I love her a lot, and I want her to be safe. She and I are about the same age, and she's in Louisiana. I usually see her about once a year when we go to a retreat together, but since I've had cancer, I haven't been able to go on the retreats. But I see her at Zoom meetings, and isn't that wonderful that this has produced such a thing that I can get so much joy from going on Zoom and seeing people that I don't normally see and being face to face and have a conversation with them under the circumstances. It's just wonderful. I Zoomed in for the first time with my cancer survivor support group this morning, and there was only 5 people on the call, but the people that I loved the most were there, and it was awesome to see everybody and to be able to have an hour of unadulterated conversation, just to be able to talk about whatever we wanted to, and to be seeing each other's faces for the first time in over a month. Because most of us, all of us, have compromised immune systems, and we're not able to get out at all. The only time I go out is for a doctor's appointment. And when I have doctor's appointments, I have to go. And then I put on a mask and I put on gloves and I super sanitize and I try not to touch anything, and I'm very, very careful. So I'm grateful that we have these Zoom meetings because it affords me the opportunity to find joy in the moment of being with people that I don't get to see on a regular basis. I've even started doing FaceTime with one of my daughters who had never done that before the quarantine. And she's working, but she's just reaching out to her mom. And I appreciate that. And I love the fact that she wanted to see me face to face. And my other daughter does it on a regular basis because I read to her 5-year-old. And we do FaceTime at least once a week. That's an important call. I'm going to have to take it. So I hope you have a great day. And until tomorrow, be safe.